Since Tesla's price has increased 20 times over the last 2 or 3 years, 8% of your assets under management are currently invested in the company. You might recall that I stated I believed we would make 20 times our money on this investment when I first went on and was explaining it. You know what? We made $380 million in investments at an average price of almost $40 per share between 2014 and 2016. We have so far made around 20 times our investment, or $6 billion. Simply because we didn't want the stock to increase in value and take up even more space in the portfolio, we sold roughly $1 billion worth of stock. Yes, I received a lot of flack for owning so much of one stock in 2 of our mutual funds, Barron Partners Fund and Barron Focus Growth Fund. How can you be so crazy? They asked. I wanted people to believe that I was not insane. I am aware of my madness. On an investment of $7 billion, the objective was to make $115 million a year, or $15 billion. A typical industrial business would profit from capital at a rate of 15% to 20%. Twice a year, this guy makes his capital. He's now making $8 billion on a $7 billion plan. He's making it once a year. Since he is the most cost-effective member of the team, all aspects of the company are set up to reduce costs. We will be in the early 1900s right now. In the past, automakers were great inventors, but that is no longer the case. To their detriment, they outsourced every aspect of their supply chains in the 1950s when they made the decision to focus on profitability. Numerous of these businesses filed for bankruptcy. These days, 5.3 million cars gather data every day, totaling 100 million miles driven by their electric vehicles, which travel roughly 30 million miles daily. Barron, who is well known for his audacious and creative investment methods, has made some revolutionary predictions that have caused a stir in the financial community. Come explore Barron's most recent revelations, which will astonish even the most seasoned investors with his insight and analysis. We'll look at everything from his innovative predictions for Tesla's future to his astute assessments on the larger economic scene to find the pearls of wisdom that Barron has to share. So grab your favorite drink, choose the coziest chair, and get ready to get engrossed. Irrespective of your level of experience as an investor or your level of familiarity with the field, you will find this lively conversation to be extremely engaging. Prepare to be educated, motivated, and maybe even a little bit in awe. Here at Tesla Stock News, you can see firsthand as the financial landscape of the future takes shape. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons before we begin. Now that Ron Barron is our guide, let's explore the world of possibilities in greater detail. Ron Barron gives a clear picture of what lies ahead in terms of innovation, comparing the search for the next big thing to Tesla's revolutionary influence. Is there someone else on the horizon, or maybe a different industry that will surpass Tesla in the 2030s? Barron feels that the potential is there to be taken advantage of. See a world in which this kind of enterprise has more impact than even Tesla. In this field, firms that pioneered electric vehicles and paved the road for autonomous driving are rare, much like Tesla previously was. Barron thinks that the development of autonomous driving has the potential to completely change our way of life. Imagine a world in which owning a Tesla entails investing in a way of life where your automobile can navigate itself, a service that costs about $2,000 a year. Envision leaving your house in the morning, getting into your Tesla, and driving to work without ever touching the steering wheel. This isn't simply a fantasy from the future. Barron sees it as a real thing that will catch on and become commonplace sooner rather than later. Owning a car goes beyond just getting around, especially with Tesla models including seamless integration of automated driving features. It turns into an investment in a way of life characterized by effectiveness, safety, and ease. Within the next 7 to 8 years, Barron sees Tesla producing 15 to 20 million cars annually. The really exciting part is this. Barron envisions a time when a sizable percentage of automobiles on the road, perhaps even a fifth or a quarter, have access to Tesla's autonomous driving technology. Let's now discuss return and risk. Barron explores the complexities of making significant investments in Elon Musk's ideas as well as in businesses. Although it could appear risky, Barron emphasizes Elon's incredible vision and commitment. As Barron adds, Elon surrounds himself with the best talent in the industry, people like the head of computing, whose rise from modest origins to the forefront of technical innovation parallels Barron's own path. As Barron explains, Elon creates a work atmosphere at Tesla where innovation flourishes and everyone is motivated by a common goal. What distinguishes Elon, then? Barron highlights that it's not just his intelligence but also his hands-on attitude and endless curiosity. As Barron puts it, he's a contemporary Renaissance man, somewhat like a cunning Da Vinci. Consider his seamless navigation of intricate engineering obstacles, which he solves with a quick glance and sage advice. One invention at a time, Elon Musk is guiding not just Tesla but also the future of transportation and beyond. It's evident from Barron's passionate explanation that Elon Musk personifies the spirit of inventiveness and unwavering advancement. Barron claims that he is constructing a future in which the limits of what is feasible are continuously pushed, not just building cars. Barron says it's a wager worth taking in a world that is hungrier than ever for innovation. As we look to the future, keep in mind that the next great Tesla might be driven by an unparalleled visionary and could arrive any moment now. If you're an engineering graduate from a prominent institution, your goals may be to work for SpaceX or Tesla, as Ron Barron so eloquently describes. Why? Because you are itching for the chance to work with other bright minds on an important project that you feel will have a lasting impact on the world. Barron draws attention to the extraordinary competition for jobs at these organizations, with an astounding 3.5 million applicants vying for just 30,000 vacancies in the previous year alone. He notes that being hired by SpaceX or Tesla is more difficult than getting into Harvard. However, those who succeed do so because they have a common objective and mission, which gives them momentum. What about the dangers now? Barron agrees that risk is a given, particularly for smaller businesses, but he's wagering that these businesses will not just survive but flourish as they expand. He believes Elon Musk will stay at the forefront for the next 5 to 10 years at the very least. He is prepared to place that wager. Turning around, Barron considers the state of the world today. Given the brewing international tensions and worries about the U.S. budget, some people might wonder if investing in stocks makes sense. However, Barron's viewpoint is based on his personal experience. He tells the story of how, in the 1970s, he barely made ends meet as an analyst, with only $600 in cash and a super credit score. He even tells a funny story about how he came up with a creative way to answer calls without having a phone. Thinking back on his relationship with legendary hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones, Barron notes that while Jones has a talent for timing the market, their investment philosophies are not the same. Barron considers himself an investment with a long-term perspective, whereas Jones is a trader. He reminds viewers that economic growth continued throughout the turbulent 1960s and draws comparisons between that era's struggles and today's issues. Barron has a cautiously optimistic perspective. He continues to be optimistic about the economy and the stock market despite the uncertainty because he values creativity and resiliency. It is a viewpoint molded by many years of experience and a thorough comprehension of market dynamics. But who else is as optimistic about Tesla as you are? That would be Seeking Alpha, our sponsor for today. It's not enough to merely watch Tesla's phenomenal rise from the sidelines. Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop for the most recent information on Tesla, Tesla's stock price targets, Tesla innovation, and everything Elon Musk related for fans of the company and those who have an eye for finding the next big stock market find. Ignore the mainstream media's anti-Tesla rhetoric. The internet's top pro-Tesla news outlet is Seeking Alpha. Our channel might receive a commission if you click on the affiliate links in the description and make a purchase. I appreciate your help. Returning to the subject at hand, Ron Barron's examination of the economic environment takes us on an enthralling historical voyage that offers insightful information on the future direction of the stock market. As Barron examines the data, he draws attention to the Dow Jones phenomenal rise, which has seen a rise of 34 times its value since the 1960s. He clarifies that this exponential rise corresponds to an average yearly gain of about 7%, exceeding inflation by about 2%. However, what does this actually entail in real life? Let's dissect it. Assume that in the 1960s, You made a $11,000 stock market investment. In the present day, the market's steady rise would have caused that original investment to soar to an incredible $334,000. As Barron highlights, the stock market's long-term performance is largely due to this amazing compounding impact. Let's now address the big issue, the difficulties and doubts that will unavoidably surface along the route. There are obstacles on the path to financial prosperity, such as wars, economic downturns, and pandemics. But despite these obstacles, Barron highlights the market's resiliency in the face of difficulty is an intriguing pattern. Barron tells us that the market has an amazing tendency to recover, doubling in value every 14 to 15 years on average, despite the sporadic losses. However, why is this relevant? It is significant because it emphasizes how crucial it is to approach investment with a long-term perspective. Short-term swings might be unsettling and uncertain, but Barron's observations serve as a helpful reminder to focus on the wider picture. We stand to benefit from the market's steady growth trajectory if we can weather the storms and remain invested over the long term. Barron highlights the value of making long-term investments in companies that are expected to grow significantly as opposed to settling for moderate profits. He looks for businesses that have the potential to increase in value by doubling every 5 to 6 years. This approach combines more steady investments in the real estate and finance industries with fast-growing businesses such as SpaceX and Tesla. In relation to SpaceX, Barron believes the company has a chance to eclipse Tesla's influence in the 2030s. Although he believes Tesla's worth will soar to trillions of dollars in the next 10 years, he sees SpaceX reaching comparable heights. He points out that these opportunities are uncommon and should be seized when they arise. His whole idea is to find and develop companies that have the ability to change the world. This approach, which is based on perseverance and conviction, has worked well for navigating the ups and downs of the market. Gazing forward, Barron perceives infinite prospects for expansion, rooted on the conviction that the next Tesla may be imminent. Let's review the main points of this enlightening conversation with Ron Barron as we come to an end. Barron's viewpoint on the stock market and the economy provides insightful guidance for navigating the ever-changing terrain of today. Given the Dow Jones' exponential rise and the possibility of high-growth companies like SpaceX and Tesla, his long-term investment strategy emphasizes the value of perseverance and conviction. It's your turn now. What do you think about Barron's observations? Do you share his predictions for Tesla and SpaceX's future? Lastly, and maybe most significantly, what tactics are you using on your personal investment journey? Post your thoughts in the space provided for comments below. Please remember to click the like button and subscribe to Tesla Stock News if you enjoyed this interesting and educational discussion. This will provide you with regular information on the most recent advancements in the fields of finance and innovation. I appreciate you watching, and see you later.